Neverness to Everness promises an urban open world that offers a vibrant city life, and honestly, I'm inclined to agree. I was actually surprised to see how many things you're able to do in this game. While the map might look small, the city is anything but, with anomalies, shops, and other curiosities tucked away behind every corner. But before I give you an overview on what exactly you can do in this open world, I do have to tell you that, just like last time, all of the information comes from a beta account and as such is subject to change. Also, make sure to hit that subscribe button and click the bell icon for more content. So, how is life in the city of Hethereau? Well, once you go through the main story and complete quests, you will eventually unlock the city Tycoon, which is unironically a really big part of this game. It's an entire progression system that encompasses multiple activities and that will dish out rewards for the player. It doesn't really matter what kind of activity I'm talking about, whether it be racing or managing your coffee shop, it's just safe to assume it has some kind of reward track tied to it. The more you interact with the system, the more you'll level up your Tycoon rank. Not only does this give you rewards, but it also unlocks more of the city activities for you to engage with. To do this, you'll have to earn Fons, which is the main currency that will be used for Tycoon-related activities. Higher levels will require you to complete extra objectives in addition to the required amount of Fons. But once you do get those higher levels, you can unlock features such as the garage, races, the coffee shop, apartments to purchase, and so much more. You will want to progress through the system as much as possible, not just for the account XP or premium currency, but also because reaching certain levels will earn you some S-rank goodies like a free copy of Chiz and an S-rank arc. The maximum Tycoon level is 45, and while I can't see all of the rewards available, I think it's safe to assume there are a few more S-rank goodies hidden in the higher ranks for all of us to enjoy. Okay, but what are these activities that you keep talking about? Well, you can find all of them neatly categorized in the Hethereau hobby section in the map. Currently, there are 9 activities and we'll quickly go through all of them, starting off with City Delivery. These are simple missions where you drive a truck full of cargo from one place to another, all while trying not to break whatever it is that you're carrying. You'll have to drive carefully though, as damaging the cargo will have your pay deducted at the end of the mission. One interesting aspect that I've discovered is that the characters you end up pulling for can influence these city activities. For example, Hethereau, who is a courier for Steri Express in the story, can instantly complete one city delivery mission per day. So if you find yourself with a delivery that requires you to drive from one end of the city to another, you can just ask Hethereau to do it for you instead. Next up, we have racing. There are 6 stages with 6 races each, and simply taking first place won't always be enough if you want the maximum rewards. There will be extra objectives on top of winning, like finishing with a sizable lead over second place. Obviously, how well you do will depend on how good your car and your driving skills are, but completing these races will be just another way for you to earn those much needed Fons and other rewards. Do enough of these activities and eventually you'll unlock the coffee shop, and this one is a little more substantial. Basically, this will be your passive Fons income. You'll start with just one coffee shop, but eventually you'll be allowed to purchase more by increasing your management level. You can do this by just logging in and collecting your passive income from the shop. The amount of Fons you generate depends on the products you are selling, as some are worth more than others. Unlocking new products will also be done through raising your management level, but you will have to make sure to keep your shops well stocked with ingredients. This can be done by either going out and manually buying them from shops around the city, or by having them delivered and paying a fee. But if you thought that was it for the coffee shop, you'd be wrong, because you can hire the characters that you own at the shop to provide valuable boosts to sales or reduce ingredient consumption. You can even go as far as decorating the shop with new furniture and decor, which increases the popularity in tiers. If you reach certain popularity values, you will get a small multiplier to your sales. Of course, there's no earnings to be had without customers, and serving customers is exactly what you'll be doing in the owner's selection. This minigame will have you behind the counter preparing coffee, sandwiches, and other goods for snack cravers everywhere. Just be careful when rush hour hits, because that will definitely test the quickness of your barista skills. Now then, let's leave the shop and grab an Uber. And by that I mean get in your car and look for the nearest rider, because you are the Uber. Yep, that's what Swift Travel is. Not going to lie, picking up strangers in my personal car did make me wonder if I have a license for this. The passengers don't seem to care though, as they'll get in your car without any worries. Their only problem is if you're driving too slow and they run out of patience before they reach their destination. Much like City Delivery, you're going to have to drive safely but fast enough to get to the destination in time without the passenger running out of patience. The only difference is that instead of dealing with inanimate objects, you're dealing with human trafficking instead. But if all of this is just too much activity for you, you can always partake in the activity that I hate the most in all of video game history: fishing. There are multiple fishing spots around the city, different fish can appear in different locations, and whatever you catch can be sold for both fawns and scale coins. Those scale coins can then be used to buy new bait and better fishing rods, which should make the process easier over time. If you're not a fishing enjoyer, then how about you take a trip to a little club called Star Sign, where you can participate in NTE's rhythm game called Super Sound. Once you unlock this activity through its questline, you will be able to play songs from the perspective of the band's drummer. This has the unwanted side effect of making it painfully obvious whenever you screw up, as it's the drummer's job to set the beat. So if you're like me and you end up screwing up a few notes here and there, you'll definitely be able to feel the crowd's piercing gaze. I'm sad to say that I can't go into detail on the last 3 activities, as those are currently not available to me. Little Sparrow is basically Mahjong, while Tetrominos is most likely going to be some form of Tetris. The reason I'm unable to test these is because these are 4-player activities, and since the game hasn't launched yet, I have no one to matchmake with. I think it's safe to assume that there will be no shortage of players once the game comes out on the 29th. Ping Paw's Heist is something else entirely, however, and I'm not really sure how this activity will play out. When I try to participate, it tells me that there's not enough time left in this period. This leads me to believe that this is a timed activity that will only have certain windows of time when you can participate. Checking the rules of this activity, I found that this is basically a collaboration between the Ping Paw's Bank and a popular movie called Vault Heist to create a reality TV show where you'll try to pull off a bank heist within 15 minutes. If I were to hazard a guess, I assume this will be a combat game mode that allows the combat enjoyers to earn more fawns without having to dabble too much into the more peaceful city activities. But that's basically the entire list of activities that will reliably earn you fawns. You won't be able to endlessly farm these though, as every single one of these activities requires something known as city stamina. This is an entirely separate stamina system from the one we talked about in my last video, and it refreshes weekly. At the moment, my city stamina cap is 500, but you are able to raise this cap by progressing through the Tycoon ranks, so I don't know what the maximum capacity actually is. I'm sure you'll be able to continue participating in these activities as much as you want, but if you don't have the city stamina for it, you won't get the rewards. But now that we've loaded up on fawns, what exactly do you spend them on? Well, pretty much any shop in the city. These shops have a wide variety of goods that you could be interested in, ranging from healing consumables to gifts and even furniture. Speaking of furniture, this game has housing. There are currently 5 properties available for purchase, ranging from a 2-story apartment all the way up to a giant mansion. I am not kidding, some of these housing options are beyond huge and luxurious to boot. What's even more mind-boggling is that you can actually purchase furniture and set it anywhere you like on the property so long as it fits, allowing for unparalleled customization. You can really go wild with it and make your very own dream home. But customization isn't just for cosmetic purposes. Each piece of furniture has its own comfort value, and reaching a certain comfort level will be one of the requirements to upgrading your Tycoon rank. Unfortunately, I have 0 cents for interior design, so I will be bringing back the equivalent of the Great Wall of Pine folding screens from ancient Genshin Impact history. There is, however, some furniture that is fixed and can't be moved. This is called anomaly furniture, and it can be unlocked once you've completed its prerequisites. For example, some anomaly furniture can be unlocked by finding and defeating certain anomalies in the open world. Unlocking these will provide various effects like reducing climbing stamina cost, increasing characters' attacks, increasing your daily stamina cap, and more. You can even upgrade some of these anomalies to amplify their effects. Then there's your car, which you can purchase from various dealerships in the city. Getting the best cars will obviously be an expensive endeavor, but even then you can go even further and take your car to the garage and customize it to your tastes. I could not believe how many options there were for customizing your vehicles. Hada Studio was not playing around. You can modify parts of your car, change the color, add decals, tweak the suspension, upgrade the engine. I mean, you can even choose the color of the leather car seats and the color of the embroidery, for crying out loud. And once you're done tweaking all of these details, you truly feel like you're going for a ride in a car that is truly your own. If this wasn't enough of a money sink for you, then how about going to an auction where you can bid your entire fortune away on all sorts of rare items? You can actually manually set your bid so you could just slightly increase the price at the last second to annoy people, or you can live the fantasy of the OP anime protagonist that just buys out an item worth 6k at 100k because that's just how you roll. The items will refresh on a weekly basis, so you'll have to return every now and then to see if there are any new items that catch your interest. Some of these curiosities might actually be upgrade materials for your anomaly furniture. Alright, this video is getting kind of long, so let's go through the next section quickly. Besides all of the things that I've mentioned so far, you can still find some familiar activities here and there. There are side quests, check-in points where you can snap pictures of the environment, oracle stones, which are basically your Genshin/Wuwa collectible equivalents that you can turn into the witch for rewards. You can get rewards for fully exploring areas of the city. You can even randomly find the characters you've pulled for throughout the world, and some characters even have more detailed interactions that show up on the map with their profile icon. These are called encounters, and they're small character moments where the MC bonds with a specific character. If you want more character interactions, then you better stock up on gifts and start giving them out like free candy to raise your character's affection meter. Raising it allows you to get more rewards, but it also unlocks special character interactions when you invite them over to your apartment. Yes, you can fill up your house with your favorite waifus and enjoy some quality time together while on a home date. And Hada really wanted to make these dates feel just a little bit more special, because they could have just had a generic list of interactions and have every character perform that. But no, some actions are shared, sure, but some are actually unique to a specific character. For example, just like her ability in the open world, Nanali can start walking on the ceiling of your house. Hugs, while a shared mechanic, are character specific. Fadia pretends to fall and you catch her, Mint just outright jumps you, meanwhile Ji-Wen shows you who's really in charge. Currently, there are only 4 characters that you can invite to your house, but I'm assuming this list will have been expanded upon once the game has officially launched on the 29th of April. One last piece of information is that there will be an official livestream on the 18th, and I'll be streaming it on both YouTube and Twitch. So if you want to hang out and get the latest news just as the stream happens, make sure to tune in. So yeah, Neverness to Everness has an insane amount of content for players to sink their teeth into straight out of the gate, and this is not even everything because, as I said at the start, it's just a test server, so there will be more when the game launches. I'm really shocked by the scope of this game, and I'm definitely looking forward to playing it when it comes out. But that's going to be it for me. Let me know what your thoughts are on Neverness to Everness in the comment section down below. If you enjoy what I do, please consider leaving a like and sharing the video with your friends to help out with the algorithm. And if you want to support the channel more directly, memberships are always appreciated and go a long way. As always, thank you for watching, thank you for sticking with the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, have a good one.